Somehow I have to find a precise way of breaking a spell. It's not easy because 99% of people live in a world of predictions, and I want to do everything except trying to predict here. All I want to show you is how to keep your head screwed and not fall for the hype, the bullshit, the heuristic analysis, and just because it is what you would like to see or because it is convenient. So nothing of what I will say here is predictive in nature. I want to teach you how to look at things without either rosy glasses or gloomy glasses. You have to look at things for what they are, not what you want them to be. And I'm greatly disturbed by what's going on in the crypto sphere right now. Because nothing of what I hear, nothing of what I see, whether from analysis or pure, not only price behavior, but people's behavior, even more important. None of that is connected to reality. Can there be a hot season? Yes. Can it not exist? Yes. Both possibilities are there. So you have to look, you have to learn to look and dig and dig and dig. Every time you see a herd mentality like this one, you absolutely have no choice, or you either are the cannon or the cannon fodder. I prefer being the cannon. So in order to not be the cannon fodder, I withdraw myself from the crowd and start looking who's getting fired at. The more hype there is, the more you have to be cold and detached from that herd. If the herd is right, that's fine. You can participate. It's the way your brain, you need to learn to make your brain work, is you literally have to have two personalities. And those two personalities run side by side in perfect harmony. One side of your brain is the emotional part, if you will. You want to be part of it. You're excited. That is fine. And then you got the other side of your brain that says to the other side, that's okay. Have fun. It's okay. I'm going to let you loose as much as you want, but I'm going to keep charge of how to do this, what to do, and I'm going to keep looking for you because you're the kid, you're the junior, you're you're the teenager. So I'm the parent, and I'm going to watch over you. I'm going to let you do your stuff, but I'm still going to watch over you. So this is what it is, because the hype, the the dream of seeing an exponential ballistic alt season drives you crazy. And as the parent, I'm just gonna let you, not me, but I'm talking about the other voice that you need to have in your head. And for you, this is what I'm playing right now. I'm trying to increase the volume of that voice in your head so that you remain grounded in reality. Let's take something very simple first. The All Season Index. This is not the same, perfectly the same that replicates the one from CoinMarket or all the other coin glass. Everybody has one. It doesn't really matter which one you're looking at. The point is, where's the peak and what's the trend? So that's right there. It's a big red flag that you're not in sync with reality. You need to learn to look at freaking numbers and the reality depicted by those numbers and by what the market is truly doing. So people, October 1st here. So essentially people are saying that the alt season has started October 1st with the big Bitcoin pump. And we have 1 day of pump in the alt, and we're back to the same point. At 50, I read things differently, okay? If you want to follow what everybody else follows, then you're going to be part of the fodder. The reality is the 50. It's not 25. If you go above 80 and you drop back below 50, it's over. It's completely over, the alt season. So the alt season does not start here. It started essentially there or even there. Really, the real one. Look, it's Ethereum. Look at your screen today. What do you see? It's a sea of red. We're supposed to be in alt season. So what we are in is no different than what we've always had post 2021 top. Nothing has changed. It's the same hyper concentration. If you have the right 3 coins, you're making money. Otherwise, you're spinning your wheels. And everybody is in the hope mode that somehow, somewhere, magic is going to happen and everything is going to explode to the upside. It could, but does it? No. I'm going to run you I've just added just a meme section. Okay? I don't even have to comment on this. Where is it going? Oh, wow, this one is much better. Woohoo, Flocky. Yes, let's jump on Flocky. Greatest meme pusher of all time. These are the top 15 meme by market cap. Okay, so we can skip that. We can eliminate this. This is over. There's nothing, there's no life in this. It's completely dead. It's just a bunch of random names. So while I have a strong perception of what's going on, it's almost difficult to put it in words because every cycle has its twists and turns in the way things happen. And right now my the problem I've had with this last months or so is figuring out the sentiment of this market, because the traditional indexes are off. See, I mean, Sui. There's never ever been a real takeoff anywhere. So what you have is you were lucky, you got in sec and zec. Good for you. So that's your alt season right there. It's this It's no longer already hype, ready to flip down. Aster, last minute fun story, typical of market cycle peak. Avant flop, instant flop. And the story of this cycle, it's BNB. So your alt season was three things. You can add Bitcoin, that has the surprise recovery all the way back to 122. That BNB that completely took off like a rocket. You have ZEC. That's the extent of your alt season so far. So everybody is going to keep pumping the idea that it's going to expand and expand and expand. The only thing that is expanding is the worsening of shit. That's what's expanding. It's every day it's getting worse and worse and worse. Which is, there's nothing special about this. If instead of living in dreamland, you were focused on how this cycle has been operating since day one. Since day one, the only truth has been concentrated dominance. We had a concentration of meme dominance early. This, as I've shown you, has completely collapsed. It's completely done. The hype in this is completely over. So the only thing that is happening is a shortening window of hype within a narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower section of the crypto market. The only thing, again, that is broadening is the dominance of a few things. So instead of, we've lived a year, over a year, 2 years, of Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has broken down, which people use this to claim the beginning of alt season. What alt season? We had an Ethereum season of 4 months. That completely died suddenly. Has not recovered so far. We had a little Sol dominance over. So right now we have a small Binance dominance. And ZEC. Everything else is exactly the same as it has been since the peak of 2021. It's complete pile of garbage. The house season is already behind you, not ahead of you. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. That's a prediction. Remove. I'm going to keep it on the video, but remove it like in court. Remove it from your head. Strike it from the record. Okay, because that was prediction, and I don't want to fall into the trap of prediction. Because the purpose of trading is to always be open to all possibilities. So if I close my mind to the possibility of a real alt season, I will miss it. What I've been saying privately is that I need a lot more evidence that we are in one, because I am sorry. My personal belief, you can believe whatever you want. You can believe the surface of what people are saying, or you can do your own analysis. But believe me, the reason you don't want to do your analysis is because you don't want to see the truth. Once you do your analysis, you're going to see that it's far from being pretty out there. Almost everything is a short to me right now. So the key is to be, when I say you have to have two voices in your brain at all time. The one that wants to have fun, the one that wants to take risks, the ones that want to participate, the ones that want to be with unbridled enthusiasm, and the other one that has the reason behind through analysis, through money management, risk management. That's really controlling things. You feed yourself with one side of your brain, with one voice, and you control your action with the other voice. And those two voices have to be in complete harmony and respect of each other. They have to understand that they have to live together. One cannot live without the other. Period. It's totally healthy. What's healthy is falling into the trap of one side or the other. That's unhealthy. So to a inexperienced crowd, the way I talk right now, because I've been accused of this like a billion times. Oh, you're just fudding. You don't understand. Da, 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 da. This person has said that, and this person and coin. Okay? All the headlines. Know that. Clickbait. Want to sell clicks. Want to sell subscriptions. So I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. What I want you to hear is there's two sides, two voices that you need to listen to. The one of reason and the one of hope, if you want. Don't use the hope to go blind, and don't use the reason to avoid it either. But the voice of reason will help you see both sides of the story. That there is no alt season right now. It hasn't developed yet. It hasn't even started, if there is one. What you have is the smoke and mirror of Binance, ZEC, and Bitcoin. The resurgence of Bitcoin. Which is what? It's a resurgence of Bitcoin dominance. Is that good for your thesis? Not really. The cryptosphere is absolute pile of shit right now. And people are trying to impose a view just because everybody has predicted that the alt season would start within the last week of September, first week of October, and suddenly, boom, out of nowhere, a complete explosion of a few things. First day, everything went up. But like I've been saying, is people are going crazy with 1, 2, 3% rise in general in crypto, the most speculative asset. Everything should have been 10, 15, 20% up in the smaller stuff. Instead, it's complete stagnation within their established long-term downtrend. I'm not even going to scare you with the B word. Bear market. Oh, there I say things like this. Like in the movie Thelma and Louise, when Brad Pitt thinks he's in love with Cher, I don't remember the name of the characters, and she just snap out of it. So the purpose of this video is just to make you snap out of it. Not because it's not going to happen. What I'm saying is be ready that it's not there, that it's never going to happen. Just be ready for that. Be open to the possibility that you've been sold a fucking story that is not true. Maybe the last part of this cycle, it's just going to be Bitcoin, and maybe Binance too, and a few others. That's it. Everything else you're losing and you're wasting your time and money. It's not meme, and they're not going to explode from here. Again, sorry, prediction. I shouldn't say that. What I'm going to say is watch freaking prices, whether this breaks to the upside or downside. This is what I mean. If it breaks to the upside, I'm fine with it. But I'm ready for both possibilities that this is a complete failure. These are actually the best ones. How can you be excited by this? And the meme are not even the worst ones. What out season? That's the out season day. So we had a 1 day out season. So unless this kicks off even stronger to the upside, you can forget your out season. If this continue downside and making new lows, there was no out season. There was 1 day season. And everybody's hoping and forcing, and this is what forcing trades are. Everybody that is pushing the out season are forcing. They're forcing something that is not there. It's not there in the present. Can it become? Sure, with price action. It's absolutely dismal what's going on right now. Let's go to the benchmark. Total 3ES. That's the broadest, the most broad index for the whole crypto market without Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoin. But now what's skewing this is Binance. Binance is so strong. It's incredibly strong. And not only that, it's a very large cap. And this is cap weighted. So if I could remove Binance from this, we would probably be here. So as soon as Binance stops, this is over. So what needs to happen, again, if people don't take the time to look at things, it's so simple when you stop and look. We just have transfers of dominance, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance. That has been the cycle for 4 years. That's all we had. A meme dominance, Bitcoin dominance. Well, it's Bitcoin dominant over because the meme are not as big as Bitcoin. We had a meme dominance for a while, a meme cycle that was overlapped with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has never stopped for I should probably put it to have the exact time frame. Since I would put, you can even put it here, 2022, 2000, yeah, it's still 2022. 3 years. 3 years of Bitcoin dominance that has broken down. Replaced by what? Replaced by Ethereum dominance. That's it. That's it. That's the story. End of 3 years. And now we're switching to, that must be a BND.D. Yep. And now we switch to a bit Binance dominance. That's it. It's nothing else. This has been the story of the last 3 years of crypto market. And people still are just hanging on to the hope that somehow by magically the cycle will operate the same way it has always operated. Except that what is the most relevant past? The most relevant past is that it's not there. So if I simply use basic simplicity without the hype, just pure observation, your analysis, my assumption is very simple, is I will assume that the recent past of this cycle, the nature of this cycle is what is dominant. It's its nature of this cycle that is dominant, which is a lack of broad-based participation. Nothing as work as usual. So why do you try to impose something that has not been there for 3 years? Because it is the true nature of this cycle. So you have to build a window You can use past cycle to do some analogy or some research, but then you plug into reality of this. Every cycle is always going to be different for the rest of your life. Okay, so your job is to analyze things so that you can see where is the difference, what is different. And what part of what is different in this one too is psychology or the sentiment. It's like the traditional sentiment index is not capturing the true sentiment of this market. And what is striking me the most right now at this moment is the disconnect. Because I can't, I haven't formally completely verbalized it in my head, okay? But I can see it and I can feel it. The disconnect is the hype is outside of the numbers. And that's what I have to realize. It's not really captured by the traditional measures. It's CNBC going crazy on Bitcoin, and everybody's repeating the same mantra. In a sense, it's one of the greatest disconnect I have seen without numbers supporting, which makes it very difficult even for somebody like me to cut through the smoke with a clean knife, because it puts doubt in my head too. Essentially, right now at this moment, we are living in a moment of suspension of disbelief. People have chosen deliberately to ignore everything and just buy into the hype because they want to. They need to. They haven't made money in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Yeah, I'm looking at my quote screen right now, and yeah, ZEC 15% and Bitcoin up $200, 200 points. There's oh yeah, my little KTA 25%. It's micro cap. And what is that? Is that Rave Coin 3%? I've got some action in. Let's put back on daily. But see, that's how hope stays alive. You just throw a few coins that are working, and people just hang a dear life that there is actually something that's not there. I said it could develop, and I'm open to it, but what I'm telling you is right now it's not true. There's nothing, there's no proof that there's an alt season. There's a dominant season. That's all it is, and that's been the whole modus operandi of this whole cycle since 2021. And nothing has changed. And people are trying to force that change and force that change. So your job is to let the market show you that it has changed. It has not, as of time of recording. If in half an hour I see my board fully green with double-digit gains, I'll change my tune. But I'm not going to listen to you influencers. I'm going to listen to what the market is telling me. So snap out of it. Otherwise, like always, been like this since 2000, the dot-com bubble, where I was alone selling, and every cycle ever since. So what happens, I stop talking to people because I can see they are in lalaland, and I withdraw myself and I do my thing, and I let everybody becomes cannon fodder, because I'm not going to fight with people. It's your own karma. It's your own dharma. You need to learn your experience, and go ahead. And I say this with a lot of experience in this manner. I mean, even with people that are in the business and professionals and amateur and first-time traders, long-time traders, there comes a point in a cycle where nobody wants to sell, and at the other end is nobody wants to buy. I end up by myself doing my thing. And right now, I'm certainly not buying crypto. The only thing that will change my mind is general price action. I'm not interested in trying to fight which coin is going to pump next out of 3.33 coins. I'm not interested in that game. So good luck. Yes, be ready to be open to the possibility that's magically there's going to be a vertical ballistic. I can't even say this without laughing. I mean, to me, it's a big joke. I've seen this too many times. Please be alert. Please be careful. Take buy signals when they're there. Don't force them. If they don't work, get the hell out and start over until the market proves us that we are in a half season. We are in a deteriorating half season, not an improving one. Imagine. And people think it's just started. Yeah, the deterioration has just started. If you just want to use the coin glass or all these out season index, look at the trend of that. Okay, if it's going down, it's not positive, period. There's a chance that it's just consolidation. There is a chance, okay, that it's all price action analysis. You don't listen to no fucking body except the market. So if that coin glass out season index right now is in a congestion just after peaking around whatever number that is, so we either go back up, which means that there's a true extension of the upside on a broad-based basis, or we keep going down. And just be observant. What is rising? It's Bitcoin and Binance. And Binance, being a big cap too, has a lot of influence on that. So don't use this brain candies to do your analysis and say, oh yeah, but look at it, somebody so posted this and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Do your own stuff. You have the right to be excited on one hand, but you are mandated to be always cautious by applying careful logic and analysis. You're bound by that. One cannot go without the other because if you're not excited, you're not going to trade. So there's nothing bad being excited and bullish, and then it's the other part is, yeah, but what is the market doing? What is the market doing? Really? In conclusion, I'm not doing this to FUD. I'm not doing this to discourage you but yeah, I need to put a cool shower on people's head that are too hot or stuck in the clouds, so that you don't fall for what could be also the biggest bull trap in history. Like I said, I'm dead serious. My chapter in a book is already written on this, on how it's going to pan out. It's just too obvious. That's the level of. That's why I can't even rely in the numbers anymore. It's just what I see is pretty much close to the equivalent of the dot-com bubble, where reason completely goes out of the window for no reason. You can't even justify prices. That's what's the most crazy to me is the level of exuberance without participation. It's insane. Usually it happens with price participation, broad-based speculation. There's not even speculation. There's speculation in 3 names. That's it. Okay, let's finalize this with potential scenarios so that you can at least leave you with hope. Okay. So let's use total 3ES because that's what people want. They want a health season, and it has to come. If there's an health season, it has to come from there. Okay. So the most bullish thing would be something like this. We break out, I mean, massively. This is what people want, okay? Retest, and it's gone for the next till year end, okay? And everybody is happy. 2x, 3x, 5x, whatever. The other possibility is because of this massive resistance, we're still gonna peak here. We might have already peaked. Then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna, whoops, I've lost my arrow. We're gonna do this. Or the third alternative, which is not pleasant, but it's still a viable alternative, is that we're peaking and the season is completely over. Okay, this whole cycle is done. Why? Because it's already telling you. The market is in a corner right now because it's so bad in terms of participation that it either broadens or it's the top high flyers that's going to collapse. And if those give up, then everything else is just a pile of crap. I mean, Solana is already in trouble. It can't breathe on its own. I see this. Oops, I should remove this. I don't want to confuse people with pseudo Elliott wave. This is a short, okay, to me? Absolutely. Unless, let me go to see, I say this, I would still wait. It's not what I mean, it's developing as a short. It's not a short right here, right now in this instant. It's still undecisive. But that's what's happening with the whole market. We're jammed here. Okay, we're stuck at the massive resistance that has held prices forever, and so the gullible just want to see one side. It's gonna break. It's gonna break. It's gonna break. Well, the professional side said, yeah, it could. Yeah, sure. But right now, it's not acting as if. So it is acting as if the resistance is very valid, still valid. So if the resistance sticks, then I have to look at the short side. You always have to stay cool and level-headed. And the way to stay neutral is to allow both voices in your head in perfect harmony, the excited one versus the rational one. If you allow them, because what people do is people can't live with mental conflicts. So they have to shut down one part of their natural being in order to let the other one live. The purpose of a balanced approach to trading is to understand that both have to coexist together in harmony. It's the only way you're not going to fall in traps. Or on the other side is avoid opportunities. It works both ways. If you're just stuck in your logical mind, you're going to miss opportunities because you're not going to react to reality of prices. And on the other side, you're just going to be stuck in hope and still not doing the right thing. So my advice is watch very carefully some key names like Solana. What is it going to do here? Even things like XRP, which looks like it could take off, but it never does. Never does. ADA, the old ones. God, man, this is not on my buy list anymore. AVE, I mean, if this is not a rounding top, what is? Okay? That's the possibility. It's there. If you don't want to see it, it's your problem. Oh, these little crapshoot. Ethereum, same position as Solana, essentially. It's so Solana and Ethereum are going to be two key players in determining whether we have an extended broad base participation continuous rally. I mean, so far I can't see it's negative. It could, absolutely. But at the same time, this is how failures are built. So that's why you cannot take anything for granted. You can't take the bull for granted, and you can't take the bear for granted either. It's just a situation right now that is in complete indecision between the two scenarios. This whole thing could easily, and let's build another scenario, another possibility. This could simply be, and I'm going to even push it further, like this, like this. It could even turn out to be a triangle. Okay? That's still bullish. It doesn't have to be bullish today. It could even end here, or a little bit lower at that level here, make another new low, liquidity grab, and takes off again, like it did here. So always use price action to confirm what really is going on so that you don't buy here and end up panicking here. If you do buy here, you have to use shorter time frame to see what's going on. And I could even be tempted to buy a consolidation setup at this level in anticipation of a breakout. It's feasible, absolutely. And then there's a spike, then you can move your stop at break even. And if it falls apart right away, you just get out. Okay, there's no chance to take. Because like I said, it's either or. Either we break or we fail. It's clear cut, it's black and white. Because we're not here. Okay, you're at the peak, at the top of the, where all the resistance are, where bull market ends. Okay, can end when a bull market ends. That's how it looks like. Okay, but not all situations like this end up as being a bull top. But if it is, that's how it's going to look like. You understand the way I'm trying to say this? So I'm speaking in a stern manner because it's the snap out of it moment for people, okay? Snap out of just a dreamland, a one-sided track that you have in your head. That's all I'm saying. Be ready that it's not going to happen while having fun trying it, but protecting yourself.